Hey, this is Moshe Milan, myfantherapy.com. We're getting ready to talk to my brother, Mr. Maximilian, and this is what we call Max Facts. So Maximilian, it's the halfway point of the NFL season. Tell us, what are the facts about who's good, who's not, who's gonna be hot, who's going to the Super Bowl?
Okay, well, I'll start with who's good. Who's good is Seattle. Seattle Seahawks. They're not a shocker team, but they have like a resiliency thing towards them. Like they just come back from every win. Like, well, in the fourth quarter they're always trailing. It's been like for the past few weeks, and they just come back, win the game, and it's easy for them. Also, the Denver Broncos. It's like easy for them to win. Peyton Manning with the comeback. His comeback season was last season, but this season he's making it even better. So he's really having a great season. Drew Brees, he had a tough loss today against the Jets. He's still a good contender. His whole team is still a good contender. So don't count them out. It's just they had a little shaky week this week. The Jets played very well. Rex Ryan coached very well. It was more of a sibling rivalry from what I noticed. So which kind of took away from the basically the Saints play by like their regular routine. So it got them out of their groove. So that went down, kind of made them go off in another path that not making them see like straight ahead. Another team that's pretty good. Those are the main teams that I think that are like exceptionally good. All the other teams are kind of like in the bunch, you know. So
Give us a couple of teams in the bunch that you think have a chance to do something.
well, I'll give you some teams that kind of surprised me. Like
Okay.
the Raiders. Yes, they had a tough loss this week, but still, like they still surprised me because Terrell Pryor's come into the organization and just like taking over. Also, the Browns. The Browns and the Raiders are like usually the ones that you count out. Even during the first week on some of the sports shows, they would say, "Oh, the Browns." They wouldn't even say the Browns. Like, it'd be funny if they would talk about the Browns. They already assumed that they're gonna lose. Even the Raiders too. So to see them progressing like they are is pretty good. Some other team, my Vikings. I'm a Vikings fan. The Vikings aren't doing so well. Only one win this week. Well, not this week. One win this season. The Buccaneers 0-8 now. The Seahawks came back on them. What's up? Some other teams. The Bears. They play tomorrow against the Packers. So everybody's looking forward to that one. That should be a good one, and that's a good rivalry game also. But the Bears, they're a so-so team. They're like in the middle, so that's why I can't really call them like an exceptional bunch. Another upsetting team is the Texans. The Texans, they've been hit by injury, but that's not even an excuse because Matt Schaub was playing very poorly before they even start losing or went on a little losing streak. So, and I even have like a little assumption that he kind of faked his injury because he knew that he was doing bad, and they knew that they had to replace him. So it's like, go out like a little champ, like injured, instead of like I'm the starter. So they're gonna replace me with a. So that's that's more. I don't know. It takes down his morale if he gets taken out by a backup quarterback, and he's fine, like he's perfectly fine physically. So the injury thing, they gave that like a little excuse, and that's my little assumption about that.
Who is your, outside of the Buccaneers, who is your surprisingly failing teams that you didn't expect to do bad this season?
Surprisingly failing teams. Wow. Well, the Texans, they're basically the main ones that kind of pop up in my mind about failing. Like they were a Super Bowl contender last season. They were predicted to be a Super Bowl contender this season. And to see them not doing so hot now, Arian Foster's on a slump. That's supposed to be their great running back. Andre Johnson's not even doing that well. It's a rookie guy that's in there. He's doing actually better than him. So, the Patriots. I forgot to mention the Patriots. The Patriots are doing very well too. The Gronkowski's back. they're clicking. They're clicking now. I know they lost Welker and all the other pieces, but still, Gronkowski. Tom Brady always figures out a way to kind of give his receivers a name, so he looks good. I mean, so the whole team looks good, so they get wins. So, yeah.
And who's your top 2 players in the NFL right now, whatever position?
Oh, I would have to say Peyton Manning, and I would have to say Drew Brees. Drew Brees, like, seriously, I can see both of them in the Super Bowl together, going against each other. I'm not making a prediction. I'm just saying I could see them in the Super Bowl together, possibly. Predictions, I think are too early right now.
Now, what about who are your 2 most disappointing players of the season?
Arian Foster, he's very disappointing. I would have to say Arian Foster. Another person that's disappointing, I would say Jay Cutler, but he's been like wishy-washy. He's always like this wishy-washy, but he's also on an injury too. He also, I think he injured his groin. So, I don't know if he's playing tomorrow or not, but he's been kind of, it's the normal Jay Cutler. So you really can't say if he's good. You really can't say if he's bad. But he's a real hard person to kind of judge because that's the norm for him. You get it?
And then who's your the 4 teams that'll be in the championship games right now? Who you got? Who you picking? You're putting money on it.
Okay, I have in the NFC is Russell Wilson, Drew Brees. So the Seahawks and the Saints.
Okay.
And then in the AFC, I see the Denver Broncos, and I want to say the New England Patriots. I think they can still get through this little. It's Bill Belichick. Like, he's a playoff guy, So when it comes to playoffs and regular season, it's a whole different mindset to everybody. So, and plus they have experience and everything. That all counts. So usually people don't think about that stuff. Usually people watch the regular season and they're so hyped about the success during the regular season. It's like they forget about, although he may go 500 and get to the playoffs and get to the Super Bowl, it's still like, that's still Bill Belichick. That it's some teams that are just going to make it because basically your record is erased as soon as you get to the playoffs. So basically you just get through the regular season, do the best that you can. When you get to the playoffs, it's a whole nother level of play.
All right, my name is Moshe Milan. This is Maximilian. This is Max Facts. He gave it to you straight from the head. This is not biased. This is just what it is.
One more thing.
All right.
One more thing. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins are doing very well. They're the surprise team. That just popped in my head.
Okay.
I forgot all about them. Miami Dolphins are a great team. I actually, when they went against the Saints, I kind of predicted them to win against the Saints when they went against them earlier on in the season. They didn't win, but still, the Dolphins is a team to watch out for, and I hope all 31 teams watch out for them because they're coming with some fire.
That's what's up. We got the Dolphins as a surprise team. We're here at St. Felix, and we're hanging out with Mr. Maximilian. This is Max Facts, and this is myfantherapy.com. Y'all check us out next week when we find out what else he thinks about the season in NFL. All right. See you guys. And make sure you send in your rants, send in your therapy. We want to hear from you all over the world. Basketball, football, soccer, everything under the sun, sports. This is myfantherapy.com. See you in a minute.